All right, we about to react to the mainstream media and my eyes um, panicking somewhat. Let's let's check it out.
And for more on our brand new NBC News poll, I am joined now by national political correspondent Steve Kornacki to take us through all of the numbers. Steve, boy, this is a big one.
Yeah, Kristen, the numbers say it. It is a tie game here weeks before the election, and it's that shift. Our last poll taken in the wake of that September debate, Harris had opened up that advantage over Trump. Gone in our new poll. What goes into that? What's behind that? I think this one is revealing. This is the basic.
Now look at that, right? So this is a stark difference between 2020, where the polls and the posters had Trump very, very like super unpopular and negative. The feelings, the way people feel towards Trump, and you look at it now, he's going against a person that is basically on equal ground, and he's way more favorable now than 2020, and it shows you how bad of a job, in my eyes, the Biden administration has been doing. But we're gonna continue listening to these polls real quick.
Perception voters have of these candidates. Is it positive? Is it negative? Now, these are not great numbers for either one. Trump 43 positive, 51 negative. He's 8 points underwater, you might say. But look at Harris. Exact same positive score, and that negative.
Also, I also got to say that these polls are going to, have Trump somewhat unpopular, more unpopular than he is popular, because people tend to not feel comfortable expressing their feelings about Trump, because a lot of people are still afraid of the somewhat backlash of expressing their opinion if they like Trump, because over these years, I mean, let's say not necessarily, these 4 years, but during the Trump administration and a little bit out after, it was basically frowned upon to have a favorable opinion towards Trump. So these polls are going to be skewed when it comes to Trump. I think Trump is way more positive now way more positive than what these polls portray. But let's continue.
Number almost in the exact same place, and this is it. The last time we polled this question after that debate, Harris had really made up ground in this area. Look, she had a positive rating, 48 to 45. So that advantage has all in the last few weeks in our poll washed away for her. Then there's some issues, some characteristics here. These are advantages in red here.
Let me pause this. Yeah. I mean, this is quite obvious. I mean, if you look at immigration and the border, Trump is going to be, favored amongst, anybody that cares about the immigration situation in America right now. So, you should look, 25% now. He was 21% in September, and it's just increasing. And if you look at inflation, same thing. It's increasing. That last one, representing change, it's a dumb question. It's a dumb polling question too. She's a woman. She's obviously going to get the nod on that.
That you see for Trump now versus September on the immigration and the border. We asked voters who would be better on this. In September, Trump had a big advantage. It's gotten bigger. On inflation and the cost of living, Trump's advantage now hits double digits. And on the question of who represents change, Harris had the advantage in September. She still does, but lower.
So significant, because voters are telling us change is a critical issue for them, not the direction you want to be going in there, Steve.
No,
It's
absolutely
a dumb
not.
question.
And maybe a reason for that, too, is remember, she's the VP in an unpopular administration. Look, we asked Joe Biden's policies as president. Do you think they're helping or hurting your family? Look at that. Almost 2 to 1 say hurting more.
Now this is damning. Very damaging to Kamala Harris's chances of getting elected when you're in an administration that's that unpopular, right? So, people nowadays, they're feeling the gas prices. They're feeling the prices of rent, the prices of groceries, the increasing prices of everything. I mean, no matter what you say, life is harder when it comes to buying and getting necessities than it was when Trump was president. It is way more than 4 years ago. So, I believe that a lot of people, I think this poll is true, but I also think that number is higher. I think the hurting number is higher. I think the hurting number is way higher. So let's continue.
Than helping, his job approval rating is in the low 40s. And then here's the twist. When you ask folks, when Trump was president, were his policies helping or hurting? Look at that difference. 44% say helping, 31% say that.
That is a fact. Also, in the inverse, I think that the help part, I think people, like I said, I think anything polled about Trump is going to be like skewed. It's going to be way off because, like I say, people are afraid to express their true opinions about Trump. So I think that number is higher. I think that number is way higher than what it's portraying on the screen. But the fact that more people feel that Trump helped than Biden, it speaks volumes. So
they hurt. So retrospectively, wow. Trump is getting some numbers here. Maybe he didn't even get when he was president. And then this is, in perspective, the challenge that Harris faces. These are the modern vice presidents like Harris, incumbent vice presidents, running while their boss was still in office. And just look, 88, George Bush Sr., his boss Reagan had nearly a 60% approval rating. Bush won. 2000, Clinton was at 60%. Gore didn't win, but he won the popular vote. We can say that. And here's Harris. And just look how different the atmosphere is. Biden's approval rating in our poll, only 43 points. She's running in a
terrible. Them numbers, it's terrible.
Totally different atmosphere than previous incumbent vice presidents did. And then we could talk about issues. This is an interesting way. Typically in the past, we've just given folks a list of issues, said, are they important? Here we've asked a question, is this issue so singularly important that it's the entire basis of your vote for president? And you could see abortion comes in number one there.
And that's so significant. This is the first presidential election after Roe v. Wade was overturned. Hugely significant. Abortion is at the top. Usually we're talking.
Once again, this to me is a clear-cut example of skewing the numbers when it comes to who you poll. I think that this shows that more women were being polled in this right here. I think there was more women being polled in this. But the fact that even if it was more women being polled in these polls shows that Kamala don't have it all set in the woman category too. And I'm not saying that she doesn't have the lead. I truly believe that she has a strong lead when it comes to women. But the fact that looking at this last little polling numbers that they have shows that it was more women being polled, I think. But let me go to this next video because this is NBC with Meet the Press. We're gonna go to CNN.
I mean, the bottom line is this: at this particular hour, if you believe the polling, Donald Trump's going to put up the best performance with black voters since Richard Nixon back in 1960, not 68, since 1960. That's 64 years ago. Among Hispanic voters, Donald Trump's going to put up the best performance for Republicans since 2004 and George W. Bush.
Whoa. Let me replay that. Hold on.
I mean, the bottom line is this. At this particular hour, if you believe the polling, Donald Trump's going to put up the best performance with black voters.
I agree. And it's 23 days left. Something dramatic has to happen in my eyes for Kamala to win. For Kamala to have a chance of winning. Something dramatic has to happen. And I don't believe that will happen. People talk about October surprises, but I mean, we're basically halfway through October. And this says 23 is Sunday, 23 days to the election. That's not that far. It's not that far at all. That's 3 weeks basically. So they have a lot of ground to cover and try to make up. And I don't think that it's going to happen in 3 weeks. And I don't think nothing major will happen that's going to shift the election towards her way. But I could be wrong, but I doubt it. And even you see how these liberal panelists and anchors, etc., are reacting to these polls, and basically the shift. It seems like they're panicked. It seems like this is. Well, I've told my friend this. Dom Luker. I told my friend this, that I think that she's doing worse than Hillary Clinton in 2016. And I think all across the board, I think she's doing worse. And I'm not, this is the polls, like put the polls aside. I'm actually talking about reality, because we know that the polls could be wrong. And even me showing you this, the polls could be wrong. They were wrong in 2016. They were better in 2020, but still wrong in 2020. Like, to me, in every category, when it comes to a Democrat stronghold and the key demographics of a Democrat that a Democrat needs to win an election, she's doing terrible in. She's doing terrible in. Black men aren't comfortable with her. Yes, the majority of black women support her. And that's me saying the majority. I still think that it's less than Obama. That's I meant to say Bob. Than Biden. I think that Biden had a higher chance, a better chance of beating Trump than Kamala. And I'm not saying Biden would have won, because I don't believe that. But what I'm saying is he had a better chance. Kamala is very unlikable. Very unlikable. And that's with all demographics. I think that maybe except the Indians. I don't know how Asian Indians feel about her, but I think that majority of the demographics in America, the ethnic groups, I think they don't like her. Right? But she does have a stronghold, women in general, but yeah, she doesn't have a chance. And the mainstream media sees it. The polls are starting to reflect it. And even though that the polls are skewed, they're still somewhat favoring Trump. Yeah, we might see some miraculous, Nixon numbers, some Reagan numbers. I'm talking about, you might wake up on the 6th of November and see a map that reflects Nixon and Reagan. Yeah, we might see some states that wasn't projected to be flip, because she's doing that bad in so many key demographics that, yeah, this might be a landslide victory for Trump. But like, comment, and share. I will continue to post. I do have a life outside of making videos, so hopefully I can get this channel to where it needs to be, so I can do this full time. But Y'all have a blessed day. Y'all look out for the next video, man. Like, comment, and share. I'm out.